Hi guys, so I thought for Fashion Revolution Week I'd do something slightly different. I'm going to show you my entire spring capsule wardrobe, the one that I travel with. I have a few extra pieces that I use when I'm at home in Paris, but these are the items that travel best with me and that I can make as many outfits out of as I need, and they'll go from day to night really easily with the shoes I have on, or if I want to be a little fancier with some heeled shoes. Fashion Revolution Week is something that I've been participating in for quite a few years now. I actually wrote an article for their first ever zine, which I'll link in below, and it's called Turning a Triangle Round: How Your Purchases Either Empower or Exploit. And basically it talks about considering the farmers in the fields who are growing the fibers that we wear and oftentimes having to use pesticides which cause them harm, cause harm to their health, cause harm to our health when we get the fibers on our bodies and ingest it through our pores, and also causes issues to their waterways and therefore their food and everyone who lives in their community. So that's one of the main reasons that I think it's really important to wear clothing that is produced organically or has fibers that are produced organically. And then it also talks about, which is the main issue behind Fashion Revolution, is the wages and safety conditions behind the factories where the people who make most of our clothes, especially in fast fashion, work. And that's a huge issue for me as well, because I do not want to wear clothing that is produced by people who are not being paid a fair wage, nor are they being treated fairly by their employers, nor are they working under safe conditions. In the past sort of 3 years, the options available in terms of style and options, like endless options kind of thing for the type of clothing I was looking for, and the different styles I was looking for has expanded quite a bit. So I also wanted to do this video not just to sort of show you my capsule wardrobe and show you this sort of minimalist way of living that I'm trying to embody a bit by just having less and buying less, but also to show you that the face of slow fashion is quite diverse. And I'm sure as you watch these alternative videos from all the vloggers and bloggers who are participating, you'll notice that there are quite a few styles being represented, and that you can usually find your look within the looks available, and brands that you really identify with and that have a beautiful circular story that touches your heart and makes you feel hopeful for the future. I'll link this in below. I think I said that already, so you can have a read if you want. I think it's only a few dollars to buy the magazine, and it's full of really useful information, especially if you're just starting on your journey towards ethical and eco-fashion. So I'm going to try I'm going to try all my clothes on and show you the different sort of combinations, and then I'll say bye at the end, I guess. So here we go. I'll just cut into this, but I forgot to tell you what the clothing is that I'm going to show you, or that I'm going to try on. So I've been working over the past 3 years to create a collection of slow, sustainable clothing. This is from Thought Clothing. It's a great piece for spring and for summer. All the clothing that I have in my closet is basically tri-seasonal, because spring and fall are pretty much the same thing here in Europe, weather-wise. And then winter I have a few more sweaters, and for summer I have a few extra like onesies and things like that and shorts. But this is ethically made and is also eco-friendly. On the side here I have my extra layers. Usually when I travel I'll bring the scarf in case it's cold, and then I have a cardigan which I stole from my friend Danae, and she's let me keep borrowing until I go back to Texas. And I have a sweater from Paca Sweater, which is naturally dyed by the same family who produces the alpaca, and then it's also knit by the same family, all within the same family. They do all the different steps of the production process. And then I have this sweatshirt by Pick Style, which is a London company that does capsule wardrobes, and it's one of my favorite pieces. For these two, I'll use them to go running and stuff like that and just add them on as an extra layer. And this one's just really pretty. I'll show you as I try on the clothing. And then this scarf I got secondhand from a shoot. I'm not sure exactly where it's from, but it's kind of getting a bit haggard because I've worn it for about 3 years. Then I've got these Tencel trousers by Thought Clothing as well. They're super comfortable and diverse. They basically feel like pajamas, which is basically why I love them. I got them one size too big, which was a mistake. So if you're a tiny human like me, get an extra small, not a small. These jeans are from Topshop secondhand. If you want to keep wearing the same style you've been wearing for 10 years, you can do that in an eco-friendly way by buying them secondhand off eBay. You just have to know your style number and size. There's always people reselling. This is a vintage sort of lingerie onesie. I wear it all through the year as like my, I don't know if it's sexy look. It layers super well and it's super comfortable. This is by a brand called ABCH. It's a British brand as well, I believe, and they use organic cotton. They make clothing for men and for women. This top doesn't look great on the hanger, but it's by a brand called Joyiti. They make menswear as well, and it's all organic cotton again. This one here I got at a secondhand store in Tooting, which is where my brother lives in London. And it's a vintage secondhand, just like shirt that I wear all through the winter, in the fall, and even a little bit in the summer, depending on the weather. This is one of my favorite shirts. You'll see this a lot if you follow me on Instagram, which is at LeoTLovely, or if you follow my blog as well. It's made out of hemp, and it's by a company called Young Maven, and it just has a nice feel, and it's sort of vintagey, and you can basically wear it in all weather, and it's comfortable. And then I have two bags that I sort of always travel with. This one is by Sonya Kashmiri. It's made out of leather, but the leather is vegetably tanned, and it comes from the bovine meat processes in Portugal, and it's also produced in Portugal ethically as well. And then this one is the one I sort of use every day because I try to live zero waste, so I carry my water bottle and a spork and containers for food and my stuff and things. So basically this one is the one I use every day, and then this one I have for just when I go out without all my zero waste stuff. Coffee cup was the other word I was looking for. And this one is ethically made by a company called Guadalupe Designs. I got it from Trunk Collective, and it's really beautifully woven, and it's pretty much my favorite thing. I'm starting to ruin it because I've used it so often and not been as careful as I probably could have been. And then I just have a few necklaces. One is this really old sort of Topshop thing that I got when I was 20, so I've had it for, I guess, 12 years. And this is by Dharma Woods Design, which is an eco-friendly and ethically made Malabeads company, and the person who owns it is probably the kindest person I've ever exchanged emails with. My husband has one of their bracelets. And then this I got, it's vintage, that I got secondhand at a charity shop in, I think, Camden a few years ago. And they're basically like the three necklaces I always wear. And then there's my organic cotton, ethically produced coat from Thought Clothing as well. And I think that's all. Oh, and my shoes. And then I have these OFKT shoes, which I'm really wearing hard these days. I've been, like, if you ever see a photo of me on Instagram, or if you ever see me in the streets, I'm usually always wearing these. They're super comfortable. They're made of off-cut leather in leads by cobblers who have trained new cobblers to make shoes properly. And this company works with a collective to recycle materials to create their products and also their packaging, and they're really clever and conscious. And then these I got on eBay secondhand, again, like 3 or 4 years ago. They're Isabel Marant shoes, or apparently they are, but I really love them. And I've replaced the bottom a few times to make them last a bit longer. And then this is my sister's hat that I got her for her birthday, but she left it in England, so I stole it and I've made it my own. And it just makes a huge difference when it's really cold out to stay warm. So yeah, now I'm going to try on all the clothes. So here we go.
We left it all in our paradise, islands away. If I told you I was bored, would you treat me the same way? Now you're gone bored and fucked up this love. We left it all in our paradise, islands away. If I told you I was bored, would you treat me the same way? Now you're gone and you're only one island away. 'Cause I told you I was bored and you couldn't treat me the same way. We left it all in our paradise, islands away. 'Cause I told you I was bored and you couldn't treat me the same way. We could go back to where it started, to where we left it, but it's not the same. Now I've chosen this life of lonely, and I know I hear it calling out my name. I won't hold on to the feeling, I won't let it get in your way. 'Cause I know the life that you wanted, it's closer, it's calling. You're holding the world in your hands, and now there's something wrong with me. It's my fault. Got bored and fucked up this love. We left it all in our paradise, islands away. If I told you I was.
So yeah, sorry it's all a mess now, but this is pretty much what I travel with, and I don't know if I mentioned before, but I always bring a couple layers just for when we go out hiking, or if we're going to be in nature, I won't wear my coat, and also just to layer up in the evenings because it's usually quite cold. This sweater, or the pick style sweater, this black one, go with every shirt I've got except for the gray turtlenecky thing. And so it kind of creates like an extra outfit as well that I can wear in the evening, and also travel in and stuff like that. And then the gray turtlenecky thing, my extra layer is this one, and then it also goes with the onesie thing that I'm wearing underneath, or my black t-shirt, or I think that's it for as far as what I have here. Again, if you want to read the Fashion Revolution zine, I've linked it in below. You can read my articles on page 50, and there's tons of amazing infographics and information about ethical fashion and eco-fashion that you can learn from if you're just entering in, or even if you're already like a veteran. I've learned a lot, and I'm not a veteran, but somewhere in between. And if you have any like questions in terms of like alternatives, you can visit the Fashion Revolution website. You can also search the alternative hashtag. There's tons of amazing DIYs, upcycling, vintage clothing, secondhand clothing, as well as places you can shop in your city or online, places you can rent clothing, swap clothing, and also other slow fashion brands like the ones that I've shown you today. I'm wishing you all a beautiful day. If you like this video, please subscribe. I think they give you like an email every time I put one up, and I'm trying to do it once a week, although I'm failing. And if you have any questions, just put them in the comments below. And I've also linked in my blog and my Instagram and all of that if you want to follow me on other channels as well. I'm wishing you, I already said that I'm wishing you a beautiful day, but I'm still wishing you one, and I will see you soon. Bye.